methods are there for collecting information or the response from the respondent. So while discussing, there are in data collection or in source of data collection, there are two types. Mainly, there are two types. The first one is primary data, and the second one is the secondary data. Primary data means the data collected from first hand, or a researcher directly collect the response or information uh, for the first time. But in secondary data or secondary source are the those information which is already published or which is already available in the some of the website or journals. Here the duty of the researcher is he has to collect those data and interpret in his own way. So that is called a secondary data. And the other type, based on the measurement we discussed, that is, one is a qualitative data and the quantitative data. Quantitative data are those data which okay. Other one is qualitative data. Qualitative data are those data which cannot be expressed in numbers, but a researcher has to transform those qualitative nature response into quantitative data. For example, I want to know the behavioral aspects of any individual. Then those behavioral aspect means honesty or efficiency level or trust, like those are all those are the qualitative variables. If I want to measure or if I want to collect information on those related variables, then first I have to collect it in a qualitative nature, then I have to transform it into quantitative by using a different method. So those are the types of data. First one is based on the collection, whether it is first hand or second hand. If it is first hand, it is called as primary data. If it is second hand, means were already published, then it is called secondary data. And next one is based on measurement. That is, first one is quantitative, other one is qualitative data. And next we discussed about data collection. What are the steps involved in the collection of data? That is, the first thing we need to collect the review, or the we have to collect the secondary source which helps us to build up a questionnaire or build up a review of literature, or we can give a background information about our project. So for that purpose, we need to collect, first we need to collect the secondary source. So after collecting secondary source, we have to build a plan, or we have to design about how we should collect a primary data. The second step is to plan and design data collection instrument to gather primary information. So after that, we can go for data collection and data analysis and interpretation. And we also discussed about the major or the various methods involved in the data collection. The first method is interview method. The second one is questionnaire method, and third one is survey. Fourth one is experimentation. Experimentation is does not involve in business research. It is a scientific. So in business research or in marketing, we do not use experimentation method. Only in science field they use experimentation. So therefore, it is not involved in business research method, but it involves in research method. So next one is a case study, and the other one is observation method. In the last class, we discussed about one of the technique or one of the data collection method, that is questionnaire method. We discussed questionnaire method. What do you mean by questionnaire, and how the data collected in questionnaire method. The questionnaire is a research instrument which consists of a series of questions or set of questions where or where the researcher indirectly, not directly, indirectly asks the respondent about their uh, respondent their opinion. So with the help of a set of questions, so that is called questionnaire method. The questionnaire method, we discussed in the question why we use questionnaire method. We use questionnaire method to identify the preference of the respondent or preference of the customer or behavior and fact. Fact means information about respondent, and we also used to identify the personality traits of the respondent or customers, and we also use it for attitude to measure the attitudes or to measure the social economic status of the respondent. And in questionnaire or in questions, while asking the questions, in questions there are different types of questions are there. One is dichotomous. Dichotomous means if we ask questions in the form of yes or no, then it is called dichotomous because we are giving only two options for the respondent. And if we are giving more than two options, which is not in order, then it is called nominal polytomous. For example, a nationality. I gave example nationality. Nationality. We are asking the respondent, state your nationality. So there is no order. First option may be Australia. Second option may be um, Canada, and third option may be India. So there is no option. Sorry, there is no order. And next one is ordinal polytomous, where respondent asking or the we are asking more than two options, but it is in order. Like for example, age below 20 and between 22. So there is an order, or income level. So there is an order. And next one is continuous. Continuous means we are asking the questions by using a Likert scale. Maybe 3-point Likert scale, 5-point, in the form of strongly agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree. And say while next thing, while developing or while constructing questionnaires, we have to follow the sequence of the questions. We cannot ask questions in randomly. So there is a systematic way of asking questions. We call it as question sequence. So what is the question sequence should be there in questionnaire? See, the first thing, there should be questions which eliminate unnecessary respondent. We call it as a screens. Screens are used for to find out early whether or not someone should complete the questionnaire. For example, my survey or my research is to find out uh, the investment pattern of college teacher. So that is my study. So first question you should ask whether they are teacher or not, because my respondent are teacher. So therefore, first I have to ask whether they are teacher or not, because by asking that question, I can avoid the response from non-teaching faculties. So therefore, the first question should be the sequence or screens. If I give other example like I want to know the investment behavior of investor, retail investor in Mangalore city. Investment behavior of investor in Mangalore city. But I don't know, who is the investor. So or uh, who have a demat account. Demat account is must for to invest or trading. So my first question should be do you have demat account or do you have a trading account? Because I have to ask questions only those respondents who have demat account. If I ask questions who don't have demat account, so my survey or my what field work may be become useless. So therefore, first I have to uh, what bifurcate who are my respondent, who are my not respondent. So therefore, the first question should be a screening. Screening means to avoid who is your respondent, who are not your respondent. And second sequence should be warm-ups. It is called warm-up. Warm-ups means it should be a simple question, simple to answer, and help to capture interest in the survey and may not even pertain to research objectives. The first questions should be screens to bifurcate respondent and non-respondent, and second steps or second sequence should be warm-up questions. Warm-up questions means you have to ask simple questions and you have to capture the interest of the respondent by asking simple questions. And next, and while in warm-up question, you are not asking questions related to your research objectives. You are asking a simple questions. And next one is transition. The example for warm-ups, you can ask their name or their age and their gender, like demographic details. And next sequence after asking demographic information like name, gender, or age, or their income level. After you have to ask questions related to, uh, we call it as a transition. Transition questions are used to make different areas flow well together. Like next, you can ask the question which is very related to your objectives, or which satisfy your sub objectives. So that is called transition. Transition questions are a sub part of your research. The first one is a screen. Second one is a warm up. Warm up is a simple question. Transition is the questions related to your sub objectives. And next one is if there is any questions related to skip. Skip means your skip include similar questions which are else. If you are asking questions, some of the questions are answerable to the only some part or some set of the respondents. For example, uh, my first question: do you use Zoom app? Do you use Zoom app? Is one question. Yes or no? And next question: if yes, so such type of questions you have to include after transition. Skip means we are asking, there is option to skip the question to the respondent. So, for example, the question, do you use Zoom app? Yes or no? The next question, if you use Zoom app, if yes, state the level of satisfaction by using Zoom app. So this type of question can be answered only those respondents who are using the Zoom app. So such questions should be included in the middle of the questionnaire. It should not be included in the first. It should be asked in the middle of the questionnaire after transition. So after steps, next we can jump into difficult questions. So there may be some difficult question they have to for that questions there is a need of full attention for the respondent. Difficulty questions maybe they have to read it thoroughly and they have to understand. So such question have to keep it last before was difficult after escapes. Then you can ask a difficult question, and last one is changing formula. If you need any further information uh, which satisfy your basic objectives, then you can ask it last. It is not necessary, but if it is not necessary for main objectives, but it is necessary for additional info as additional information, you have to ask it in the last. The first thing is you have to ask screen questions to bifurcate respondent and non-respondent, and next you have to ask warm-up questions like demographical profile, and next you have to ask transition questions which is relevant, which is satisfy sub-objectives, and then you have to ask skip related questions, and then you can jump into difficult questions, and last you can ask additional questions which you required for your research. So these are the sequence you have to follow while constructing the questionnaire. And there are some other rules are also there while developing questionnaire, like you should use a simple statement, or you have to ask a question in a simple form or simple English. You should not use a complex, or you should not use jargon. Jargon means you should not use technical words which is very difficult to understand to the respondent. You should not show your what English proficiency in questionnaire. You should use a simple English words, and you should not include those questions which put respondent in hesitation. Should not ask uh, those questions also, and use positive statements and avoid negative or double negatives, like asking questions like do you have uh, uh, or do you are capable to run family with your income. So such questions may put what hesitation to the respondent. So do not ask such questions, and also do not make assumption about the respondent. Sometimes what happens, a researcher, instead of distributing questions, he himself fill the question by assumption, by making an assumption of the respondent. So it is not correct. So do not make assumption, or do not fill the questionnaire by researcher himself. So use clear and comprehensible wording, usually understandable for all education levels. And next thing is use correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation mark or punctuation. So these are some basic aspects you have to consider before constructing the questionnaire. And next thing is, in the last class we discussed about advantages and disadvantages involved in the questionnaire. And the second method in the collection of data is interview method. The interview, so these are the steps involved in the collection of data by using questionnaire. First one is to prepare survey questions, and then select your respondent or sampling, then administer the survey questionnaire. But that means you have to fix the date and venue and the time of distributing questionnaire. Then after doing so, you have to collect it, and you have to tabulate, you have to represent it, you have to put it in a table and make interpretation. Then next method is interview method. So interview it involves asking questions and getting answers from participants in a study. So in interview may include face-to-face interview and face-to-face group interview. First one is face-to-face individual, and next one is face-to-face group interview. And it may be include asking and answering questions can be mediated by by using different tech what uh, mediated by telephones or other electronic devices. See, in interview, there may be three types of interview. It may be a structured or semi-structured or unstructured. In interview, there are three types. One is structured, second one is semi-structured and unstructured. Structured means here interviewer asks each respondent the same series of questions, or the questions are created prior to the interview. So in structured interviews, the questions are set or created before the conducting interviews. So those questions are asked, same questions asked to each respondent. If there are 100 respondents, then for 100 respondent also the same questions asked. So that is called structured interviews. And in structured interviews, the questions are standardized and which is in order, and they do not ask other than which is other than those questions which is already set. So there is no spot question. There is no spot asking question in spot. They they already prepared questionnaires, so they ask only those questions to the respondent. Next one is semi-structured interviews. Semi-structured interviews, here also interviewer and respondent engaged in formal interview, and the interviewer develops and uses an interview guide. Means here also they prepare some set of questions and they ask same question to the respondent, but here the interviewer has an option to ask sub questions depending upon the response of the respondent. For example, one question he may ask a respondent, do you watch a particular movie? So if the answer is yes, how you like? So he can ask sub questions. So there is an what a small point or a small point of liberation is there for interviewer to ask sub question. And next one is unstructured interviews. So the name itself says there is no structured questionnaire, or there is no structured questions asked to the respondent. The question is asked purely based on the opinion or the response of the respondent. These questions may vary from one respondent to the other respondent. And here there is no structured interview guide is followed by the interviewer. Questions is normally include open-ended. Open-ended means there is no options. So there are two types of, again, there is two types of questions based on the option, that is close-ended questions and open-ended questions. Close-ended questions means you are giving options like gender, male and female. So that type of question is called close-ended. Open-ended means state your age. You are giving blank. They have to write what is their age, or they have to tell what is their age. So that is called open-ended. So in unstructured interviews, most of the questions are open-ended. Here interviewer does not give, or he do not give any options to the respondent. So that is the three types of interviews. That is, first one is structured, and second one is semi-structured, and third one is what? Unstructured interviews. And next one is what is the advantages and disadvantages involved in data collection by using interview methods. See, advantage, the first advantage involved in uh, interview method is here the interviewer can ask detailed information than questionnaire. For example, the investment behavior in questionnaire method, he answers only those questions which is there in questionnaire. But in interview method, he can also ask sub questions, or he can ask additional questions, uh, uh, additions questions along with the preset questions. So that is the main advantages of interview method. And other advantage involved in interview method is they can make a clear respondent when they need more examples or explanation. For example, so in questionnaire method, there is one disadvantage, that is the perception of the respondent, how a respondent perceive a particular question. It may convey in different way for one respondent. But in interview method, if any question is not clear, he can explain it in other way or by giving more examples. So there is no question of misunderstanding of questions. So in interview method, he can explain what exactly it is. So that is one of the advantage. Not only can researcher also learn about a specific event, it also helps understanding interior experience and specifically how people perceive and how they interpret their perceptions. So these are some basic advantages involved in interview method. And there are some disadvantages also there in interview method. The first disadvantage is the complication, the difficulties involved in the planning of interview. It is not easy to conduct an interview because we have to select interviewer, we have to recruit the peoples which is needed for interview, and the selection of the respondent and respondents time and the time schedule. The time schedule is very important. Time schedule for respondent and time schedule of interviewer. So there should not be a clash. If there is, so normally it happens there is a clash between the timing of interviewer and interviewee. So that is one of the disadvantage in interview method. And the other disadvantage is some of the respondent are not what comfortable in giving respondent in face to face while giving information related to their financial situation, or while giving information about their psychological information. They're not very comfortable giving such information while face to face. They can give it in questionnaire by ticking, but they are not comfortable while giving to face. So such respondents are not ready to, they are not ready to give information. This is one of the disadvantage in interview method. And the one is after the interview, the process of coding means uh, the verbal opinion, how to convert into non-verbal or in written form. So that is one of the great task, or we can call it as a difficult task for the interviewer or researcher. Means how he convert or how you write the opinions given by the respondent, opinion given by the respondent in a written form. So that is the biggest task, our biggest disadvantage involved. Okay. say what are the steps we have to follow while conducting an interview. The first one is we have to prepare interview schedule. Interview schedule include the date, time, venue, and we have to also prepare the questions we are going to ask in interview. We means the researcher or the interviewer. And the next step is after deciding the questions you are going to ask and then the date, venue, then we have to select the subjects or the key informants, means the respondent, who are my respondent. And uh, there is we have an option to uh, recruit the expert, the interviewer. We can select either directly we can conduct interview by ourselves, or we have option to recruit other person who is expert in conducting interview. And next step is conducting interview by asking questions and then analyze it and interpret data. And the next method is observation method. Say there are some aspects, there are uh, some respondents are not able to give what opinion or response in both verbal or non-verbal, or verbal or non-verbal form. Means they cannot attend interviews, or they cannot give opinions in the form of questionnaires. For example, when we are going to study the nature or behavior of animals, so it is difficult, or it is not possible to conduct interview with animals, or we cannot give questionnaires to the animals. For example, I want to study the daily routine of cat. My study is the daily routine of cat. So what I can do, I cannot give questions or I cannot conduct interview to the cat. So I can collect information or gather information only through observational method. So observation is a fundamental way of finding out about the nature of the animals or the environment. It is justly like by looking or listening the things or event or an uh, individual. So by looking or by listening the respondent, we are or the researcher collect the information. He, it is like a prolonged engagement in setting or social situation. You're observing a certain situation or certain uh, thing for a long period, and you're collecting the information. So that is by using observation method. We here in observation method we are observe the expression or the routine of the particular event or situation, and it is just you are giving attention to the respondent, how they behave for particular situation. You can record it or you can write it in written form. So that is called observation method. See, observation method is nothing but it is a data collection for research purpose. Observation is more than just looking or listening, and it is simply defined as a systematic inquiry made public. And next method after observation method is a survey method. Survey method is which is similar to interview method, or which is similar to questionnaire method, but the only difference in survey method, it is taken or it is conducted for more than 10 years. We are not collected at one time. It is collected uh, in number of intervals. You may heard about one study called marshmallow study or marshmallow test. So those studies are conducted more than 25 years to what to understand the behavior of human or the psychological behavior. Survey method is usually what used in psychological fields, because psychological aspect cannot be studied only in 6 months, or it cannot be studied in 1 year. It is a long study. It is a long period study. So for psychological aspects, we use survey method. See, I gave one example, marshmallow test. You can Google it, or you can. It is available in YouTube also. Marshmallow test. So what it explains is, it study the human nature. The people with more discipline, or the people with more convictions can achieve more success than other students or other people. So that is the nature of the human. So this study is conducted almost 25 years. So this is conducted not in once. It is the data collected in every intervals. The first in at the time of conducting interview. After every year, they check the result, or they check the behavior of the respondent. So, and after 25 years, they give what exactly the result. So these are the some of the important methods in data collection. Again, the first one is interview method. In interview method, the interviewer asks questions to the respondent either face to face or group. There is other method in interview also. There is subgroup, that is focused group interview. So instead of conducting interview for one person, we are conducting interview for a set of people or one group of people. There may be 10 or 20 members. We are conducting it uh, at a one time for 20 members. So that is called a focused group interview. And next, second way or second method of data collection is questionnaire method. Here, the researcher asks the questions by using questionnaires. There is series of set of questions, and by using that question, he distributes it to respondent. Respondent has to fill that questionnaire. And the third one is survey method. Survey method means it is a prolonged prolonged involvement with the respondent or a particular situation. And your interviewer or the researcher collect the information at regular intervals for long period. And the next one is experimentation. Experimentation is a method which is used in scientific field. They experiment by taking a controlled variable and independent variable, and they check the effect of controlled variable on independent variable, and vice versa. And next one is case study. Next one is case study. Case study is nothing but is a method where the detailed or the information which is already described in summary form, which is already written. There is no a question of collecting data from respondent, which is already there, uh, which is related to particular event, or which is related to particular person. For example, you can take the example of uh, Vijay Mallya case, or the Punjab, the scams involved in Punjab National Bank. If you want to study how the scams happened in Punjab National Banks, so there are already information are there in secondary source. in the form of description. You have to read all the description which is available in different source, and then you have to write analysis. So that is called case study. Here the case or the description of particular event like scams involved in Punjab National Bank. A particular person means the Vijay Mallya case. So that is called case study. If you are analyzing the data by using the case of particular event or individual is called case study method. And next one is observation method. When data or the information is not able to collect directly from the respondent in both the way, like both in verbal or non-verbal form, then we can collect by using observation method. Observation is nothing but we are looking or we are listening the event, situation or individual, and then we convert it into written form and we analyze it. So these are the some of the major or the important methods for data collection. So there are basic two types of survey questions, so open-ended questions and, as I said, closed-ended questions. Open-ended is nothing but there is a free to response. We are giving a blank, we are giving a space to write their opinion, fill in relevant information. And closed-ended questions means we are giving options like dichotomous, we are giving yes or no type questions, or multiple choice. Multiple choice means we are giving two or more options like nationality and rank. For example, there are some questions, which brand you prefer most, give the ranks, first rank to Adidas, second rank to some other brands. Likewise, you are giving ranks. And next one is the scale, by using rating scale, either by using a rating scale or by using Likert scale, like strongly agree, disagree. And then categorical is nothing but we are giving category, gender, male and female, two category. Likewise, and numerical means giving in numbers, what is the height, 10 to 20, 20 to 50, like that. So these are the methods for data collection. So I'll end